When an angle is formed inside the circle, it's equal to half the sum of the two arcs it intercepts. Now we have to make sure we're looking at the appropriate two arcs. I kind of think of it as the arc in front and the arc behind of the angle in question. So if I want to find angle x, in this case, I know the two arcs. Sometimes we don't have that, we'll see in the next example. So, as I said, to find the measure of that angle is equal to half of the sum of the two arcs it intercepts. So 130 plus 156, and then divided by 2. That's going to be our formula anytime the angle we're looking at is formed inside of the circle. So, adding up the numbers in my numerator, I get 286. Half of 286 gets me an angle of 143 degrees. And just a real quick note about this, because sometimes they ask you to find different angles. Not only do I know that x is 143 degrees, I know that this angle over here is also 143 because those are vertical angles. Can you think about what you would need to do to find this angle that's next to 143 degrees? Think about it, because we're going to need that in just a couple seconds in this next example. Okay? As I said, to find the measure of an angle inside the circle, it's half of the arcs it intercepts. But we have to make sure that our angles and our arcs match up. A couple things have changed in the second example. First, it's the arc that I'm trying to find, not the angle. So my variable will be in a different spot. And that angle does not match up to the two arcs I need. I think of it as the angles in front and back of it. Instead, my arcs are up here and up here. So really what would be great to know in this case is what that angle in the center is going to be. So here's where we're going to need to know how to find that. Hopefully you thought about that question. I want to know that angle. Since I know the 102 degrees is next to it, and I know together they make a straight line of 180 degrees, did you figure out that that missing angle has to be supplementary to the angle we're given? This angle must be 78 degrees, because that would make a straight line. 78 degrees and 102 degrees would make 180. So that's the angle we'll want to use, because that's the angle that matches up to the arcs we're given in front and back. So anyway, let's go ahead and set up our equation. Remember, it's the angle equals, so this time it's 78 equals, we know the angle. It equals the sum of the two arcs, well, the arcs are y and 95. So notice my variable's in a different place this time. My favorite way to solve these, what I like to do first, is get rid of that divide by 2. The opposite of dividing by 2 is to multiply by 2. So I double both sides right away to get rid of that divide by 2 if I have an equation like this. So doubling 78 gets me 156. Equals y plus 95, because the 2's have crossed out. From there, I'll simply subtract 95 from both sides and find out that y, the arc I'm trying to find, is 61 degrees.